Aloha, and welcome to the Murph's Place 808 for the Love of Golf podcast. I am your host, Murph. What is going on, everybody? Another great, lovely, nice day here in Hawaii. We dealt with some rain the last week or two, and it was nice waking up. It kind of was a little cloudy this morning when I first got up. The rain held off and had Beach Boys golf. We'll get into that in just a second. And we'll also talk about the Fia match. I got some information. I know I didn't have the winner from last week, but I've got that information for you guys. Also, coming from 5,000 miles away, in the studio today, we've got my buddy, longtime friend, and former golf partner in league, Tony Atha. Tony, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Aloha. How are you?
Aloha. I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. I'm in Hawaii.
You can't beat it, right?
Don't get no better than this.
What's the weather like? What was the weather like back in Ohio when you left?
Actually, it was about 50, 60, so not terrible for March.
Yeah, because...
But 85 here is better.
Exactly, right? It's a lot better to be here in 85. And I've already seen, so you came in on Tuesday, right?
Last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday. I know you've been to the beach because you've sent me pictures every day you've gone, showing me that you're at the beach while I'm working.
Well, that's where I spend most of my time. You know that.
Yeah. I know you're going to be on the beach all the time.
Right.
So normally when I have guys on the show, we talk about, obviously it's a golf podcast. So obviously we talk about your past experiences in golf and how you got involved in golf. So why don't you tell everybody, how did you get involved playing golf?
Honestly, I played a lot of softball and then just started playing a little bit here and there. Me and you played leagues together for, long time. And then honestly, I don't play that much anymore since you've left Ohio. So
you're not playing very much now?
2 or 3 times a summer, really.
Really?
Yep.
How about, do you still... is Brad Hatting still playing?
Yep, Brad still plays.
Does he still play golf?
A little bit, not much. Same thing, with working and just Hawthorne's gone. There's a couple.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that, man. Hawthorne closed up, and somebody sent me some pictures, and I was like, holy cow.
Looks like a golf pasture.
Yeah.
Or a cow pasture.
Yeah. It's really...
way overgrown.
Yeah.
It looks terrible. It looks like a field.
I'm not going to mention any names, but I had somebody call me and ask me if I would be interested or if I knew anybody that would be interested in investing.
Oh, wow.
In buying the golf course because she wanted to open it up, it back up as a golf course. Yeah, because Hawthorne has been around forever.
Right, and it was just a classic.
Yeah, and it was a great course.
Yes.
And I was totally shocked that when the doc that bought that course, and he bought Tamarack, and I think he bought maybe one more. I was just shocked that he remodeled the clubhouse. They did all this work to it, and then I thought, why would he be closing it down? That's a staple of Lima golf.
Exactly. People came from everywhere to play there.
Yeah, and it was a good course.
Excellent course.
That's just crazy. That's just crazy.
Very much so.
So
sad, actually.
Yeah. So back to you and your golf. Did you ever take any lessons professionally?
Nope, never once.
So did you ever have a handicap other than league handicap? Did you ever have a gin handicap where?
No, just only league.
Just league. And what was your handicap when you were playing?
Usually was anywhere from a 5 to 8. Normally.
And when you first started playing, was that, so your 5 to 8 was after you've been playing a while?
Yeah. I think when I first started, maybe a 10.
Yeah.
Never really was much more than that. I think golf is a pretty natural sport if you play some softball and your athletic ability can take you places.
Right, yeah.
That's more of, like me and you argued for a lot of years, you need to quit softball so you can.
Yeah, how many times did I tell you? Look at me. You saw after I started playing golf, and I've talked about this on the podcast before, once I started playing golf, I was done. Softball was done.
Right.
I tried to play that first year, my stepdad, Luke, he wanted me to be his partner in league. So I said, yeah, I'll do it. It was like on a Thursday night. So as soon as I played, man, I was hooked. But I still wanted to play softball. And after I tried to do both of them, it was just like my golf swing is not improving because I'm still playing softball.
Right. And you've seen it. I mean, I can shoot for anywhere from 37 to 57.
Right.
So, and that's just that consistency of not playing golf.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to put the time in. I've talked about that also on the podcast.
Right.
You got to put the time in and the practice if you want to get good at it. And you can't do it once a week and get good at it.
Nope. And you didn't really get really good until you started doing that.
Yeah.
Every night.
Yeah. Well, I played in 4 leagues.
Right.
I played Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in league. And then I played every weekend down in Cincinnati.
Right.
And so I was playing 6 days a week minus, Friday nights I didn't because I ran karaoke at the bar.
Right.
So.
And you usually still went out and hit balls somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you just gotta put the time in, and I don't think that you were really that serious about it. Because you still played softball up to.
Right. I'm still playing.
Oh, you still playing now? 50 and over?
Yeah. So.
I just saw Dion Carter. You remember him?
Yep, I got Dion.
He won another ring.
Yep.
50 and over.
I don't know how good their team is. I mean, but obviously they're going places and winning.
Yeah. I mean, they won the world championship again.
Right.
And I saw Gary Hattie.
Gary Hattie, yes.
He posted a picture the other day of them playing.
Yeah, he turns 50 and able to play with us next year.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I can't believe you guys are still playing. But like I said, though, once I started playing golf, that's all I wanted to do because I wanted to get really good at it.
Right.
So I couldn't do that playing softball.
No. And then you moved to Hawaii.
And then I moved to Hawaii.
And it's just been every day since, right?
Every day. Well, just about not every day, but especially here lately, man. I've been having to work more, so I haven't been able to play.
Right.
So we played the Murph game Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at Moanalua. And we were playing religiously. I played 4 nights a week.
Now that's the Murph rules.
What you guys think that I came up with that? I remember when I came home that first year after being here, and I said, "Hey, let's play the Murph game," and you guys were all like, "Oh, a game with the way with your name in it. You made up the rules."
Yeah, who was it? Me, you, Bobby Kreitz,
Rick Kennedy,
Luke Wolfert.
Yep, Luke Wolfert. Remember when?
Bodine.
Yeah, remember when? So I beat Rick Kennedy, and he didn't have enough cash on him, so he paid me with winning Keno tickets. Yep. Oh my God, dude. That was so funny. But yeah, I remember you guys gave me a lot of grief saying that I came up with that game with my rules. But that game they think was named after Bob Murphy, the professional golfer. And the reason is because it's an up and down game.
Right.
So you have to, if you call Murph, you got to hit it on the green and make the putt to get the point.
Just kind of coincidental.
Yeah, it's just coincidental. So yeah. That was really funny. And those guys still, every once in a while, they'll message me and give me some grief about
bring
that.
Some of that up.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Right. But like I said though, that you were never really that serious about it.
No.
About trying to get you never played it. You didn't play any tournaments, did you?
Never. Like
the city tournament or anything like that?
Nope.
Yeah.
I just caddied for you. Remember?
Yeah, you caddied for me that one year. Yeah.
Year you won it.
That's the year I won it.
That's right.
Yeah. But you just wanted to stick with softball, so.
Yeah, I mean, golf was fun. I mean, and you know me, I'm competitive, so I don't like not being good.
Right.
But it's hard to get real good at golf unless you're playing every day.
Right.
I mean, it is.
And yeah, you got to have the ability to do it every day.
Right.
I was lucky enough where I could do that. I could play every day after I got off work, at least 9 holes.
Right.
And then I didn't work that many weekends, so I was able to go down and play tournaments every weekend.
Right.
So yeah, you gotta have the time to do it. If you don't have the time to do it, then it's kind of it's kind of hard to get better at it.
Right. And do you remember what your goal was 15 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, my goal was I wanted to, when I turned 50, I wanted to try to qualify for the senior tour.
Right.
And I've talked about this also, but you gotta, that was part of the reason as to why I moved here too, because I could work on my game every day. And there comes a point when you got to be realistic about your skill level and what you can do. Can I shoot in the 60s? Yes. Can I shoot in the 60s 4 consecutive rounds? No. I can't do that. I've never done that.
Right.
And that's what you have to do in order to make a living or win any money on the Champions Tour. Those guys are still, even though they're over 50, they're still all shooting under par consistently. And, you got to be able to, I've had guys say, oh, you just need to turn pro. You need to turn pro. Well, number one, I don't have the money to pay for it myself. And you got to have to get a sponsor to sponsor you. And if you're not making money, your sponsor is not going to sponsor you very often.
Nope.
Or for very long, I should say.
It's going to be hard to keep it.
Yeah. So, that was my goal when like you said, about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I've kind of changed that goal now. So now my goal is I want to win the qualifier here in Hawaii for the U.S. Senior Open Championship. And if I win the qualifier here, then I get to go play in it. Mm. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've come close. Couple of times, 2 times I came close. I got low amateur and I got a silver medal from the USGA for, I shot 76, and the guy that won it, David Ishii, who used to be the pro at Pro Country Club. And right. I've heard stories about him, and that he was like the Tiger Woods of the Japan Tour at one time, because he was really, really good. And he's still really good. Right. But he shot 72 and I shot 76. So he ended up going and playing in it. But it was pretty cool. One of the guys, I think it was Al Souza, one of the Souzas. They won the qualifier here, and they went and played in it. He didn't have a great tournament, but what was awesome was he had a hole-in-one.
Oh, wow.
In the tournament.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes.
Yeah. And so that's that. I kind of had to reshape my goal, and so now that's what I want to do is I just want to qualify here and get to go play with those guys. Whether I play, good or bad, it's neither here or there. At least I made it over there and played there.
That's exactly right.
But the problem now that I have is if I do make it over there, my caddy situation. My brother says he's caddying. My uncle says he's caddying. So I got to deal with those. I don't know if that's going to work too good. And those 2 guys. So
exactly. Yeah, you beat one of them, be fighting. Or both of them.
Yeah, right. All right, let's take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We're here with my buddy. Hey, guys, I got to tell you, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me tell you how. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Not only that, but Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other sites. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's ANCHOR.FM. Tony Atha, he flew. Hey, by the way, how's your arms? They must be tired flying all that way from Ohio to Hawaii. Right? He's here from Ohio, where the weather wasn't terrible, but it's a lot better here. He's been at the beach every day. I haven't got him out on the golf course. I tried to get you to come out today. Oh, I got my draft. And now you're not. You didn't even do your draft.
No, it's
You're
tomorrow.
At the beach.
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Listen,
see, so you could have played today.
Yeah, because all you want to do is try to take my money.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'll just give you my money.
So, our buddy Pat Norton is coming out in April 12th.
Couple weeks, right?
Yeah, a couple weeks. And he's already talked smack that he's going to beat me when he gets here with my clubs, because I have a set of clubs that he can use. What I didn't tell him is they're a half-inch longer, so, he's shorter than me.
He's a little short. So.
Yeah, so he may have a little issue swinging those clubs, but I'm not going to tell him.
He'll be up and be choking up.
I know, right? He'll have to choke down on him like he's hitting a punch shot or something. But anyhow, so when we left off, we were talking about you and golf and softball and how you really weren't that serious about it. Do you have any regrets about not playing more or trying to get better at it?
No, not really. I mean, softball was definitely more of a pleasure for me than golf. Now, league play was fun. You know, when we played Monday nights at Hawthorne, we played Tuesdays.
Right.
And then we played maybe even another night together. Yeah. So those were fun. But softball was still more my passion than golf.
You never really caught that golf bug like I did.
That bug, right.
Well, speaking of catching things, and we were just talking off air a little bit about one of our buddies, Mike Garlock, rest in peace. The guy that inspired me to be a better golfer, and our roommate. At one time, we all three lived together also.
Yes.
But Mike went to LCC, the same high school I went to. He was a lot younger than me, and most of the guys that I hung around with were younger. You're younger than me, I think.
Right, like 6-7 years.
No, not by that much. You've hit 5-0 already because you're playing in the 50 and over league. So nice try.
That's the only reason you know.
Nice try.
That's the only reason.
No. So, but Mike was younger, and what a great guy. One of the best guys I've ever met. And like I said, he pushed me to be a better golfer. And that guy, you talk about a golfer that could play. Well, and we were just talking about this the day where were you guys playing? Was it Hawthorne?
It was Monday Night League, and he had shot, me and him were it was our 4-person league. It was me, you, Mike Garlock, and I think Jay Wanamaker maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know me and Mike played we were together, and he shot, I think, 31 on the front 9 at Hawthorne, which was, closest the record.
Yeah.
And he wanted to, after we were done, went in the clubhouse, blah, blah, blah. He's like, Tony, come on, let's go see if I can break the record. So we went out and started playing the back 9, and Mike was just on fire. I mean, you've seen him.
Oh, that guy he was so good. He was, in putting, he was a great putter.
Right. And so we come into 17, and he smoked a drive, and then he was on in 2 and birdied. And then on 18 coming in, I know he hit a long drive, and I think he had like maybe 190 coming in, 200 coming in. And he's like, what do you think, a 7-iron? I was like, that's
7-iron for you, about a three wood for me.
Yeah, 3-wood driver for me.
That guy could hit it so far, man. He was one of the longest drivers.
Yes, and then he hit that 7-iron, smoked it right on the green, and I think he eagled that for a 29, and which would have been the course record.
Right.
But he didn't play from the tips.
Yeah, you got to play from the tips to get the course record.
So he was pretty upset about that, but
that's still some great golf.
Oh, it was just those 2 rounds playing with him, or the first 9 and the last 9 were just amazing. And Mike was just a super nice guy.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I've never met a better person than Mike Garlock.
I agree. I mean, I remember we all went to the Reds game at one year.
Yeah.
Together, and then me and him, I met him with my son Cameron down at the Memorial. He got us tickets to the Memorial, and we went to.
Right.
But yeah, Mike's dearly missed.
It's been I was just thinking about this, like August of 2015, the end of August of 2015 is when he passed away.
Right. And you remember that was the very next year's when they did the Memorial tournament, right?
Right. Yeah, they started doing the Memorial tournament.
You know what that is right there?
Every year. That's one of the bands from the Memorial tournament.
That's the first band. I still got it on.
Nice. I've got mine somewhere. I don't have it on, but my buddy Chris Cotner, another good friend of Mike's and a fellow golfer friend of ours, we started embroidering the back of our hats with his nickname, Gars, Gars. So I have a few hats with Gars on the back of it, and sometimes I'll pull that out. And matter of fact, in August, I'll wear that hat when I go. I'm planning on playing in the World Handicap Championship tournament in Myrtle Beach, so I'll wear that hat, and hopefully, he'll be with me in spirit, and
definitely bring you some luck.
I hope so. I mean, because he did when we were on the course playing,
right?
Right. And he's just a great guy, man. I miss that guy.
And he was just calm. There was just such a calm about him when he played with us.
Yeah, I never saw the guy ever get mad or slam a club or throw a club or anything like that. He may, say, "Oh, shit," or the F
That's
word or
because
whatever.
he probably watched me and you too much. He didn't need
Yeah,
to.
he was like, "Oh, dude, those guys look like idiots. I'm not." It got too expensive. I don't throw clubs anymore because they get too expensive fixing them.
Right.
I just got tired of paying the money to fix my shaft or
Right.
whatever. The last time I did, I threw my Scotty Cameron putter, and I didn't really mean to. I just was throwing it towards the cart. Like I was throwing it in anger, but
Right.
and I threw it too hard, and it just like helicoptered and hit the upright on the cart and snapped it perfectly right in half.
You remember that year I threw my putter at you? They're
No.
on Hawthorne at 18.
You threw your putter at me?
Yeah, because remember you were talking so much smack because I 7-putted. Remember in league?
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh my gosh, I 7-putted from like 3 feet. Oh my God. The first time I putted, it went like, I think the first putt was like 30 feet. I hit it maybe 10 feet, and you just like hit it with your purse. And then I smoked it way past and went down the hill.
Yeah, because that green sloped from back
Yes.
to front. Yeah.
And I think I 7-putted.
Oh my God. No,
Yes.
I don't remember you throwing your putter
Yeah,
at me.
I threw my putter.
Well, obviously you missed me because you 7-putted. I'm sure you didn't hit me with the putter because you couldn't make it
Very
hit
good
a ball with a
possibility.
putt.
There probably was a couple FUs in there too.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think we was playing with the one mechanic. What's his name? Pat.
Oh, Pat. What's Pat's? His wife works.
Heffley.
Huh?
Heffley.
Yeah, Pat Heffley.
Yep. I think we were playing with him that night.
Yeah.
And that's the first time he played with me, so he's probably like, "What is this clown?"
Yeah. What is up with this guy? Jesus. So you're here for 2 more weeks?
2.5 weeks.
2.5, 3 weeks. How do you get 3 weeks off to come to Hawaii? That's what I want to know.
I'm looking for work.
You're looking for work. Yeah, I don't think you're moving to Hawaii. We've had this discussion. You would like to move to Hawaii, but I think there's a little something holding you back in Ohio that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's probably a good possibility.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you're going to get out on the golf course because I'm going to.
Oh, we're gonna play.
Yeah.
You ski in Philly
Yep.
for sure.
Okay. Well, let's get it lined up and let's get some playing in.
All right.
Speaking of playing, the FIA tournament, I know I told you guys last week that I wasn't sure who won the belt because of the weather. Some of us hadn't been playing and other commitments. We weren't able to play. But I did find out that the past 2 weeks, Chris Wright held the championship belt for the FIA matches on Sundays. They did play this past Sunday. However, I wasn't able to play because I had to work, which Tony doesn't know anything about right now because he's not working. Obviously, he can spend 3 weeks in Hawaii.
I thought you had a hangover on Sunday.
No, it wasn't a hangover.
Oh.
Because I did go into work. I actually did
What
go
time
into
did you
work.
show up? Noon?
No, I went in. I was there by 9:30.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. I was going to go in at 8:30, but I went in at 9:30. And it wasn't because of hangover. I was just wanted to sleep an extra hour. But anyhow, so the FIA match this week, you haven't met my buddy Joe P yet, Tony, but Joe P shot 68 to regain the belt. The guy has held the belt forever. I had it, for like maybe 3 weeks one time. Then he started playing with us. I haven't sniffed the belt again. Well, I came close one match. He beat me by 2 strokes. The guy doesn't shoot over par very often.
Oh, wow.
He used to be a pro, and playing pro too. He played on the Asian tour, one of the mini tours over there. And but the guy's just solid. Although he did let me down in the 4-ball tournament. We were partners in the 4-ball tournament. He had just shot 63 at Moanalua to win the belt. And so we go into the 4-ball tournament, and I'm thinking, I told him, I go, hey, make sure you take plenty of ibuprofen because I'm going to be riding you like a horse this tournament. And he played. I've never seen him play that bad. And he said the same about me. I played crappy too. But he said, I've never seen you play that bad. I'm like, I know. So, in the 4-ball, you want to be able to ham and egg it.
Right.
Like if you do good on a hole and I don't do good, that's okay.
It's okay.
Because the next hole I may do good and you may not do. You got to ham and egg it. We were
You both egged it.
we were shit on a shingle. Neither one of us could do anything right. It was horrible. We didn't even make the cut. We missed the cut by one.
Oh my.
Yeah. So, but anyhow, Joe P shot 68 Sunday to regain the belt. So congrats to Joe. Saturday, the day before that, I had a VGA tournament, Veterans Golfers Association tournament. We played at Olomana. Did you ever play Olomana? The one up, like when you're heading towards Bellows?
Yeah. Yes.
That course there on the left?
Yes, we did.
So we played Olomana. Man, the greens were, I've never seen the greens this bad. I mean, it was like there was no grass on them. There'd be splotches of grass. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
And I'm not using that as an excuse,
Right.
but I played the worst round of golf that I've had this year. And it started, put it this way, I took one sleeve of brand new balls, right? And I had some other balls in my bag, but I took one sleeve and I was like, oh, I'm only going to need one sleeve. I'm not going to lose 3 balls. And the very first hole, I hit my drive. I've got 220. It's a par 5. I've got 220, 219, 220 to the pin. There's a pond, a little water pond on the right. I hit my 3 hybrid, going pretty good. I'm like, oh, that might get on. Splash in the water. So I go up, I drop, I'm 65 yards. Go to pitch it up there, hit it, get it too much under the ball.
Hit a little fat.
Yeah, not fat, just too much under the ball. Went under the ball, splash in the water. My second new ball. My third shot dropped another ball, splash in the water. I ended up taking 11 on the hole. Ow. That kind of set the pace for the day.
Oof.
Yeah, I was not. I didn't. It was funny. One of the guys were like, Murph, what are you laughing about? I go, what else am I going to do?
Right. Can't get much worse.
It can't get worse. Every drive I hit was left. I bet I lost. No, I'm not kidding. Not in the least. I bet I lost 10 to 12 balls that day. My drives, I'm hitting everything left.
Right. And that's
hooking them left.
That's a tough course anyways.
There's some areas that it's kind of, it's
placement, right?
Yeah, you got to be able to place it pretty good. And then a couple times I just got bad breaks, but I couldn't hit the ball. I played the worst round I ever played for the last year, probably 93.
Ouch.
Yeah. So needless to say, I didn't win my flight.
Did you have your eyes open?
You wouldn't think I did, but I did. Believe me, I watched every one of those balls fly OB or get lost. So I don't know. I just wish that, like I said, I'm glad I maintained my composure very well. There wasn't any yelling. There wasn't any.
Yeah, you weren't even upset when we met you for dinner then.
Right. No, I was good.
Yeah.
I was good. I just got to let it go. You're going to have those days. Right. That's something else I talked about on the podcast that, you can play, like I said, I've shot in the 60s before. I've shot in the 90s before. Everybody has those kinds of days. Right. The thing is, you have to be able to move past that and not let it,
linger on you.
Yeah. Eat at you.
Right.
Like I didn't think about that 11 the entire day I was playing. After I got done, yeah, definitely I thought about it. I was like, that's stupid. You had 3 balls in the water on the first hole, par 5. And that's another thing. Do you remember when we played? I played par 5s very good.
Right.
I would have birdies at least.
Usually always.
And I'm telling you, I would say for the last 10 years, yeah, I'd say about 10 years, par 5s are my nemesis. I'm like bogeying them. I'm double bogeying. I'm like,
are you not chipping and putting? Or
no, I mean, it's not that. I think it's my second shot there's times that like, instead of actually going for the green, if I'm within reach, that I should just lay it up to 100 yards. But it's hard. Golf is more mental than physical. Like you said, being an athlete, you can swing a golf club if you can, if you played athletics, softball,
right.
baseball, whatever. So the game is more mental because you have to be able to make the right choices about what you should do. And, we get up on a hole and there's been tournaments that I've said, okay, on this hole, I'm going to hit 3 wood. On this hole, I'm going to hit 3 wood. On this hole, I'm going to hit 3 wood. Well, we get up to the hole and you pull out driver and then instead of me sticking with my plan, I'm going to hit 3 wood.
I know what Mark Murphy's doing.
I pull out driver.
Pull out driver.
And I shouldn't do that. It gets me in trouble. And I still, you'd think I'd learn my lesson after a while, but it still doesn't.
Your second shots were always your best shot.
I know, right?
How many times was your driver somewhere on a par 5 and you saved it with your second shot?
Yeah, right. I know. I don't know what the deal is now.
But you were always going for it.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what my problem is right now with par 5s, but it's killing me. It's hurting my scores. It's really hurting my scores. Let's talk about some PGA news. You know, they had 2 tournaments this past weekend. You had the WGC Dell Match Play Championship, right, and then you had the tournament in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, the Coriolis tournament. So in the Dell Match Play tournament, Billy Horschel won that tournament. He beat Scotty Scheffler 2-1, meaning he was 2 up with only 1 hole left to play, for those of you that don't know much about match play and how the scoring works. In the other tournament...
How did your predictions go on the PGA on that one?
Oh, thanks for bringing that up, Tony. So, you know, did you fill out a bracket on the PGA.com?
No, I did not do it.
Okay, so PGA.com had a bracket where you could fill out your bracket for winning, you know, trying to pick the winner of this thing. And I don't think there was any prize or anything like that. It was just something, you know, for fun that you could do. Yeah. So I filled out the bracket, and I thought I had some really good picks. And sort of like the NCAA bracket where Ohio State got beat by Oral Roberts,
right,
my number 1 guy that I picked to win it, Dustin Johnson, got beat by somebody. He didn't make it out of the first round, and he's who I picked for the championship to win. Matter of fact, only 3 of my picks, and 2 of them were with 1 guy. Only 3 of my picks actually won their matches. So my bracket was not very good.
Yeah, that percentage is pretty low.
Yeah. It was pretty ugly. But anyhow, in the Coriolis tournament in Punta Cana, Joel Dahman won 12 under, shot 12 under, and he won by 1 stroke over Sam Ryder and Rafael Campos. So that's the PGA news. Something I want to ask you about, Tony, and I've had this discussion with Nordy a couple times. You know, Nordy and I have this bet about Tiger Woods, about if he's going to win another tournament and all that stuff.
Right. Okay. Tournament or major?
Mine is a tournament, and Brian's was a tournament and a major or something like that, I think. I can't remember the exact. I know mine is just winning a tournament.
Right.
Our bet is he has to win a tournament in the next 38 tournaments that he plays in, which now, you know, who knows? I just told Nordy, just pay my money right now. But I want to talk to you about Tiger Woods and that situation. But before we do that, let's take a short break, and we'll be right back. This podcast is brought to you by Smart Boy Studios, the best studio and artist collective out of Ohio. Smart Boy Studios provides recording, mixing, and mastering services, as well as any other audio post-production you need. Smart Boy entertainment artist Corey Gossett is dropping a song every single week this year. Stay up to date by following him on Spotify or Apple Music by searching Corey Gossett, or on Instagram or Twitter under @KidWhoCameBack. Friday, March 26th, JV Tree is dropping his sophomore album, Oakwood Hills, featuring C Money Baby, 10 Tempo, Eamon Jones, D Knight, Corey Gossett, and Joey is Fire. It's the perfect soundtrack to start off the spring. Also on March 26th, Zachary Leon is releasing another short EP of West Coast influenced cruising songs, including another feature from C Money Baby. DeCasso also dropped a song recently titled All Right, if you need a pick-me-up today. Head to www.smartboystudios.com to stay up to date on new music, new videos, and any upcoming events. If you'd like to support Smart Boy Studios and their artists, visit threads.smartboystudios.com to check out their merch. They offer hoodies, hats, shirts, and more. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're sitting here with my buddy Tony Atha, all the way from Ohio, and he's really loving it here, sitting at the beach all day while I'm working and sending me pictures, rubbing it in my face.
It's probably a good thing you don't have an iPhone. We'd be FaceTiming.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have an iPhone. And I'm not going to answer Facebook either. Messenger, you trying to call me with video? Well, no
I didn't
thanks.
think about that. I forgot about that one.
Yeah. But anyhow, so when we left, when we took a break, we were talking about Tiger Woods. So what's your take on the Tiger Woods situation?
Well, first off, Tiger Woods is definitely my favorite golfer. As of now, well, it's going to be hard for him to come back.
Do you think he'll come back?
To play in the PGA?
Yeah.
I think it's just because it's Tiger, he will. He'll try. I don't know if he'll be able to compete. It's hard to say how bad that injury is.
Have you read anything or have you seen anything about it? Like, he really screwed it up. I mean, he's got a rod running through his leg and screws and plates, and then his ankle has also got stuff in it.
Right. So it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
especially for his. Oh man, how old is
he?
Tiger?
48, 46?
No, I don't think he's that old.
Isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's like 43.
Okay. Still
43 or 44. I don't think he's that old.
Right.
I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know that he will come back. Look, the guy has nothing to prove.
Right.
He has nothing to prove.
Right.
And in my honest opinion, I don't think he'll ever break Jack's record for majors. He's tied with Snead for most wins.
Right.
Will he break that? He has a better chance of breaking that than breaking Jack's record
For sure.
on majors. But he has nothing to prove.
Now, do you think he'll be able to come back and play in the seniors once he gets to that age?
We had that discussion too. I don't think that he will.
Just because he don't want to?
I don't think that he will because I think that he, how do I want to say this? I don't want to make it seem like I'm not saying that he thinks he's too good for it, but Phil Mickelson, he went on the senior tour and he's 2-0. He won the 2 tournaments he played in.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that's encouragement for Tiger to just go there and beat somebody like him?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Before I would say no. Before I was saying no, I didn't think Tiger would do it. My outlook has kind of changed on that now.
Right.
I think that he may, just based on Phil. Here's what's funny, though. Did you notice when Phil plays on the Champions Tour, he played good, but when he was back on the PGA Tour, he was not playing like he was on the Champions Tour.
Is that because he's pressing too much?
I don't know. I don't know if it's that or if it's knowing, those Champions Tour guys, they play 3 rounds. They don't play 4 rounds.
Right.
And maybe that had something to do with it.
You can play all out those 3 rounds.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Why Phil did better playing or does better playing on the Champions Tour than he does on the PGA. But I don't know. I don't know about Tiger. I know the last thing I read about his update, I know I updated his condition. Last week he was still in the hospital. Not last week, but a couple weeks ago he was still in the hospital. I did see that he sent out a tweet, and in the tweet he said that he was now at home. He went home last week, and he's resting and recovering there and, rehabbing there to try to get better. But let me ask you this. The car crash, what do you think happened?
Probably driving too fast. I mean, I don't know. What I had heard is he'd come up to the stoplight and was pissed because he was running out of time. Somebody maybe cut him off or something and sped off away. And maybe just got going a little too fast.
So here's
that's a curvy road down through there.
It is, but not everybody crashes on it. No. Also, there was no skid marks indicating that he was aware of what he was doing. There was no skid marks. He just drove off the road. I thought, okay,
but
maybe.
What if you're on your phone?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he was texting.
Right.
He was on his way to a photo shoot with some Drew Brees and A-Bear.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, he might have been running late for that and was kind of in a hurry. But so I thought at first maybe he was texting, because there's no skid marks.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to hit something or you're going off the road, you're going to slam on the brakes.
Right.
No, there was none. Then I thought he's had 2 incidents now with
alcohol and
or medications.
Right, medication, right.
The one time they found him asleep at the wheel, and he had Ambien and a painkiller. And then another time he had Ambien. So I'm thinking either, and he just had that back surgery.
Right.
I thought maybe he was on pain medication.
But didn't they do a toxicology?
No, and that's the controversy right now with the sheriff's office down there, is that they're saying that they're trying to cover up because they never called for, I guess they have a special unit that handles cases like that, where there's possibly impairment or whatever, and they never called that unit to come and handle it. And the reason they didn't, and I talked about this on the last podcast, I don't know if you listened to it, but the officers that handled it, that were there, didn't notice any sign of impairment, like the smell of alcohol or, there was no signs of any impairment. If somebody's on drugs, though, you don't know that. Right. Unless it's something, PCP and they're all spazzing out and psychotic. And I had a similar case when I was at the sheriff's office in Ohio, where up in Beaver Dam, I had a truck run a stop sign to the US 30. That area at one time, and still may be, the most semis go through that area in the whole country.
Right.
And the driver drove up off the exit ramp and just kept going and hit a dairy truck passing on 30. Hit into it, and a girl got ejected and was paralyzed. The girl that he picked up, which he wasn't supposed to have any riders.
Right.
And when I handled the scene, I was the officer that handled the scene. And when I got up there, I talked to the driver, no signs of impairment, no skid marks. And so he just said, I think I must have dozed off when I was coming up the ramp. But I didn't notice any impairment or anything. So I didn't do any tests.
Right.
Like a couple of days later, I'm in the office, and one of the lieutenants says, hey, did you do any toxicology on this guy? And I said, no, I didn't observe any signs of impairment, no slurred speech, no bloodshot eyes, nothing like that, no smell of alcohol, nothing like that. And he's like, well, anytime there's a serious incident, like a serious injury, like this girl got paralyzed, you always do that. You always have them test it. So that was something I told him, okay, thank you for informing me. Next time I know that I have to do that. Well, this is the exact same case.
Same type of situation.
Same type of situation. No toxicology. Now, what they could do is they could approach a judge and try to get a search warrant, because I'm sure the hospital drew his blood that night. They could get a search warrant and try to, but the problem is, you got to,
isn't there a time
probable cause for a crime?
Right.
And no judge, this lapse of time is going to no judge is going to give him a search warrant to get that blood. So,
and the black box they would have found would have had nothing to show on that.
What's that?
Had you heard that they took the black box out of the car?
No.
It tells you how fast.
Oh yeah, it tells you how fast you're going and all that stuff. No, I didn't see they took that out, but I'm sure they did.
That's what they did.
Yeah. So I don't know. I haven't seen any other reports on, and I know I saw something new as far as, the department being accused of a cover up, but I didn't read into it. I didn't see what they had to say about it. But yeah, I don't know. Most guys, I give guys a lot of crap about Tiger, about, hey, get off his jock. He'll never be the Tiger that he was. And
right.
I'm not going to call him the GOAT, because I don't think he's the greatest of all time. Jack Nicklaus is the greatest of all time. In my opinion, it's just my opinion.
Tiger changed the world of golf.
Oh, there's no doubt.
He changed it more than anybody else, but Jack Nicklaus definitely.
Yeah. Tiger definitely brought golf at its probably, no doubt, at its highest pinnacle, brought it to the...
And involved a lot of different people.
Oh, yeah. And the stuff that he's done for the game, the charities and the donations, and it's the guy is awesome. I love him. Right. It sucks what happened to him. And
it's too bad he never came to Hawaii when we caddied the Sony Open.
I know, right? I was talking to somebody about that the other day about when you and Robbie would come with me and we caddy in the Sony Open, and we were talking about Tiger and the reason that and the people at Wildlife, John Harmon was
right.
the pro there, and we've talked about it, but it's a good thing that Tiger never came because Wildlife does not have the capacity to take care of everybody.
Not those crowds.
Of the crowds that would have came. So
right.
It's a good it sucks that we didn't get to see Tiger play here in Hawaii, but
right.
it's probably for the best.
Yep. But we've seen some good golf in that over those years.
Oh, we did. I'll tell you, it was we've had a lot of good pros in our group and met a lot of great people. Adam Sandler, Kevin
right.
Smith, Will Smith, Kevin James,
Donald Cheadle.
I mean, we met a lot of great guys over the times that we caddied in that. Matter of fact, they just sent me an email for the Lotte, but because after I stopped caddying because of my knees,
right,
I started working with the Golf Channel guys, and so they just sent me an email about wanting to know if I want to work the Lotte.
Now, where's that, Colina? Or?
It used to be at Colina. This year, they're moving it to Kapolei.
Oh.
So they're actually, the Lotte is going to be played at Kapolei this year. And it's a good venue for it. I mean, they used to play the senior championship there.
Now, is the Kapolei, is that Ernie Els' place?
No, that's Hawakale.
Okay.
Hawakale, Ernie Els designed Hawakale. But no, Kapolei, I think we've played it. You've played it, haven't you?
I don't think so.
Maybe it was Robbie. I know it was one of the times we were out here visiting, and me, Robbie, and Ski played. Actually, it was Colina. The three of us played.
Right.
You've played Colina.
Yes.
And I can't remember. It was the par 5. There's 2 par 5s. I think it's like 13 and 14. So 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14, I think are the 2 par 5s. And we got to the one where it has the restroom at, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it started like sprinkling, like hardly even raining.
Right.
Ski was like, "Hey guys, I'm done. I'll meet you guys at Roy's. I'm not going to play in the rain. I live here. I'm not playing in the rain." But we were living I was living in Ohio at that time. And so I was like, I'm playing.
Right.
It was nice. It was just drizzly rain. It wasn't like Ohio rain.
Exactly. Wasn't that cold, bitter rain.
Where it pours.
Right.
When it rains here, you might get some blowing drizzles because the trade winds are blowing, so it blows it out pretty quick, and it's nothing like Ohio rain. Nothing like it. But yeah, we had some good times coming out here. You guys coming out caddying in the Sony Open Pro-Ams.
Yeah, those were some good times.
It was I was talking to excuse me, I can't remember who it was. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was telling them that how quick I got acclimated to the weather here. Because when we would come out visiting from Ohio, it's in January.
Right.
And we would wear shorts and T-shirts, and we'd get up in the morning to go play golf, or we'd wear golf clothes, polo, and
pull it off.
And we'd go play golf early in the mornings, and Ski would be in a jacket. And I'm like, "What are you wearing a jacket for? It's nice out." He goes, "I'm freezing." We thought he was nuts.
Yep.
And then after my first year of being here, I'm leaving, working at the Puka. I'm leaving, driving in my Jeep, which is all open, and I'm freezing coming home.
Yep.
You
probably wear pants now too, don't you?
Yeah. At night when I've got sweatpants.
Right.
When I moved here, I brought one pair of jeans. I've never worn them. I've got one pair of jeans. I've never worn them. I have a couple pairs of dress slacks that I bought just for like special occasions.
Right.
But I can count on one hand how many times I've worn those in the last 8 years that I've been here. So, well, Tony, I'll tell you, it's great having you here. I'm glad you came out. We'll have to get out on the course. What if there's one piece of advice that you could give to somebody that is either just starting getting into golf or wants to get better at golf, what would you tell them?
I would think I would want to definitely take lessons from a professional or somebody that plays a lot. I mean, because for me, I got some terrible habits. And I think if you could get rid of those, that would help you a lot.
Was there anything that you ever, like, you knew you were doing wrong and you tried to fix it, that you tried to fix it and work on, and did you get it fixed on your own? I'm talking about on your own.
Not really. I mean, I think you just learn what clubs I could hit better, and I just did it. Instead of trying to push through to figure out how to hit a 5-iron.
Right.
I just punch a 4-iron instead.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah. So,
and then that comes from just not hitting your clubs enough.
Right.
For me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it came down to.
Yeah. Like you said, you got to put the time in, and getting lessons out right from the get-go is the best way to do it. That way you don't develop those bad habits, because they're harder to break once you've been doing them for so long.
Right.
I've got people that ask me all the time, hey, look at my swing and tell me what I'm doing. So I'll tell them, and they'll do the exact same thing for the next 10 swings. I'm like, and you can't really do it. It's hard to do it when you're playing golf. You can't do it on the course. You got to go to the range and work on stuff like that.
Yep.
So, all right, Tony. Well, I appreciate you being on the show tonight.
Well, aloha, and thank you very much for having me.
Oh, anytime. And maybe I'll get you back on here before you leave after we play. So
we can cut.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and tell everybody how bad you got beat and how much money I took.
Well, I
from
know
you.
that Philly and Ski want us to play against them. So.
Oh, that's right. So we'll have a team match. We will definitely have a team, or you and I are going to team up against them.
I guess.
Well, how am I going to get your money then?
No, that's right. That's good.
No, that's not good.
Yeah.
I need to get some of that money.
Oh, you want to be wanting a side bet here and there.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
It'll probably be like 24 strokes or so, probably.
What? Come on, man.
I haven't played for over a year.
Yeah. Okay. That's what they all say. And then you'll shoot.
You've seen that
78,
before.
79. I'm like, what? I'm giving you how many strokes and you're shooting under 80? No, I don't think so. All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. I will see everybody next week. And if you're playing golf, hit them long, hit them straight, but don't hit them too often. Aloha, everybody.